Hello and welcome to Supergroup, a podcast where I talk to local songwriters and musicians about the artists that have influenced their music, and together we build the guest's very own supergroup. My guest chooses a drummer, a bass player, a rhythm guitarist or keyboardist, a lead guitarist, and then finally a singer to duet with. I am your host Neil King, and my guest today is local singer-songwriter Francesca May. Hi Francesca, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, very good, thank you, very good. Now this is our first ever phone interview on the podcast. Tell us where you are.
Yeah. I am in London at the minute.
And how long have you been down in London?
I moved here in February.
How's it going?
It's going well so far, yeah. Very good, very busy.
Great stuff. Are you getting out performing or seeing bands?
A little bit. Not really had much chance to yet. I've been so sort of swept up in it all, but I'm hoping to get to it soon.
Yeah, it's a great place in there, but it's a bit hectic for the first few months, isn't
it?
Very.
Yeah.
Now we're going to build your dream supergroup today. Have you had fun picking your musicians?
Yeah, it's been a bit stressful to be honest.
Has it?
Because there's so many people, but yeah, I've got it.
Now before we talk about your influences and we build your supergroup, I'd just like to talk a bit more about your songwriting really. So how long have you been writing songs?
So I wrote my first song when I was 11. Yeah, so nearly 10 years ago. Okay. Long time.
Tell us a bit about it.
It was called Shine Through. Looking back on it, very, very cringy. But it's sort of what got me into songwriting in the first place. So yeah, just started messing around on the piano. It was a bit exciting really, because obviously when you write your first song, it's all kind of all new and scary. But straight after that, I went into rock school. I don't know if you know what that is, but like all young people from Ireland, young musicians sort of get together, do a project, and at the end of the week put on a performance.
Great.
And that's the first time that I performed one of my original songs live.
How was that?
It was scary, but I really, really enjoyed it.
So you said you played piano there. When did you start actually playing instruments?
I started playing piano when I was about 7 or 8, I think, and guitar when I was 10.
Did you have lessons?
Yeah, so I started lessons. I remember my mum shouting up the stairs one day, "Frankie, do you want to learn piano?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I started lessons a couple of weeks later, and yeah, from then on, I've been right into music.
It all went from there. Fantastic. So you have quite a presence on Spotify already, haven't you?
I do,
so I've been looking today, a few of your albums, a few collaborations as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So tell us about your most recent project.
My most recent project was Alex Harris's single, Trying to Catch Your Heart. He asked me to sing on that, which was very exciting. So he'd recorded all of the instruments, all his vocals and everything like that in the studio. And he sent it over to me, and I recorded my vocals in my living room.
Oh, wow.
On my laptop.
Modern technology. Fantastic. What about your own album? Tell us a little bit about that.
Most recently, I released my song Fire. That was released in May. I wrote that around about April last year when I was just leaving college, and I really loved it. I played it at my EP launch last year and decided I really wanted to record it once I'd heard it played with a full band. So I got into the studio, recorded it, and released it on Spotify.
Perfect. Well, we are going to build your supergroup. Before we start, though, I'd like to hear one of your songs. So what's the first song you'd like us to play a clip of?
Well, since we've just been talking about it, we might as well play Fire.
Here we go. Let's have a listen. So that was Fire by Francesca May. Now, what I'd like to do now is talk a little bit about your influences. So, what kind of bands or artists were in the house growing up?
My dad's really into like his 80s bands, so we've been listening to all sorts of that kind of stuff. So, Madness and all those kind of bands, Police, everyone. So I've always sort of been into that kind of music as well. David Bowie, Prince, Michael Jackson, everything like that. Those have sort of been all my influences growing up.
So what was the first song you actually learned to play, like a cover?
I think it was probably Adele, something, Someone Like You, the first song that everyone learned.
So that sounds like you're in a very musical house. Some great bands there, a lot of my favourites actually. But I'm quite a bit older than you, so don't worry about that. So we're going to start building our supergroup now. We're going to start with the rhythm section. So let's start with the drums. Who are you going to have on the drums and why?
Okay, so on the drums I have Mick Fleetwood.
Oh, yes.
From Fleetwood Mac, because they have been a major influence in my music. I love Stevie Nicks, all their songwriting and stuff. I just think he's the best drummer.
Fantastic. His style's so different to everyone else's.
I know, that's what I love as well.
And he's so animated playing as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Well, that's a great start. Mick Fleetwood at the back. Let's complete the rhythm section. Who do you have on bass guitar?
So I have two potential bassists here because I couldn't really choose. The first one is Nathan East.
Oh, yeah.
He played live with Phil Collins, and he's also played for the Bee Gees and Toto in their albums.
Brilliant.
My other potential bassist is Paul McCartney.
Oh, yes.
Because he is actually very good at it.
He's fantastic. I know he's one of the most celebrated musicians ever, and he's my hero. But he's actually he's still quite underrated as a bass player. His bass parts are fantastic. Really good on all the songs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Shall I make you pick one? What do you reckon?
I'll pick McCartney. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
we've actually had Nathan East on someone else's supergroup as well, so that's the second time he's been mentioned. First time McCartney's been mentioned, though. Yeah, I'm so glad someone's picked Paul finally. He's my hero.
I went to LIPA in Liverpool.
Yes.
So he founded that. So yeah.
Did you get to meet Paul when you graduated?
I didn't.
Oh,
he didn't come to graduation, no. But wait, who came? I can't remember his name. Oh, Noddy Holder.
Oh, no! Wow. Okay.
I know. Got a picture on graduation.
Oh, that's awesome. So Mick Fleetwood on drums and Macca on bass. That's a pretty good start, isn't it? Perfect. Okay, now let's just leave the supergroup there and let's hear another song. So what's the second song you'd like us to play?
Home.
And tell us a bit more about that.
So I wrote Home when I was 16. I was just about to leave for college in Liverpool. So I was all very scared but excited. And I just thought I'd write a song about the island and about everyone and my family and friends and everything like that.
Okay, let's have a listen.
Beating chest lies here. Home is where the heart is. Your mind is crystal clear. You see the colors of the light. You breathe the air we breathe together. Run across the beaten meadow.
Okay, that was Home by Francesca May. Now, Francesca, we've heard some of the artists that you heard growing up in the house. What kind of artists and bands were you into in your teen years?
When I was in college, I started listening more to things like Fleetwood Mac and all sort of older musicians, so Michael Jackson, Prince, all those. Because before that, like before I went to college, I was listening to like Katy Perry
Yeah.
and Taylor Swift and all like the
Yeah.
usual teenage pop sort of things. But yeah, once I started going to college, I sort of matured in my music taste a little bit.
And kind of delving into the history of music.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm sure it helps for your songwriting as well, listening to artists
Yeah,
like
it
that.
really
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
And who was the first live act you seen?
Rihanna.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, when I was about 12, we went to, I think it was Manchester. Yeah, and saw Rihanna.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, it was really good.
Well, let's go back to your supergroup.
Yeah.
Now, we have a very good drummer and bass player. I think they must have a combined age of over 150 easy, those boys, but they're still rocking, aren't they? They're still rocking. The next one is keyboard and rhythm guitarist. So that's one position, so it's a keyboard stroke rhythm guitarist. Who have you gone for and why?
Okay, so I've got a keyboardist and I've got a rhythm guitarist.
Okay, I'm going to allow it. I'll allow it. Yeah.
All right, okay. So my keyboardist first is Jamie Cullum.
Jamie, yeah.
Because I played one of his songs in my grade 8 piano, his cover of Don't Stop the Music by Rihanna, and I really like it, and I've been listening to his stuff as well.
Okay, Jamie's in. He's so good, isn't he? So
yeah,
good on the
he's
piano.
brilliant.
And who have you got on rhythm guitarist? Then I'll let you have another one.
All right, I've got Nile Rodgers.
Oh, wow. Now that's a decent choice there, isn't it?
He was the first one I got.
Oh, really? The first one you put in the band. Okay, so on keyboard then we have Jamie Cullum, and on rhythm guitar we have Nile Rodgers. So again, let's leave the band there and let's hear the last of your songs. So which song would you like us to play now?
So Catacombs would be the last song.
And tell us a little bit more about that.
Catacombs was released as the second single off the EP that I released last year. And on Spotify, it now has over 1 million streams.
That's amazing. Well done. Fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah.
So 1 million people can't be wrong, really, can they? Yeah. So let's have a listen.
Alone in the dark, but you are my candlelight. I know what you're saying, so take my hand and lead me through the catacombs. The burning wicker, it flickers in the silence. It's a cold path ahead, but take my hand and lead me through the catacombs. In the dark, you easily fall, lost in these crumbling walls. My feet are woven into these forever moving tunnels. My heart is wide open, easily broken. Your words left unspoken, but I know where you are. Uncertain, unsure.
And that was Catacombs by Francesca May. Well done again on the 1 million streams, Francesca. And I believe you've also been nominated for an award recently.
Yeah, so an online radio in the UK, Radio Wigwam, they nominated me for Best Folk Acoustic Artist of 2019.
Oh, well done. That's amazing.
Thanks.
Well, Francesca, your band is shaping up nicely. What I'd like to talk about now is songwriters, though. So with this supergroup, you are allowed to write a song with one person. So who have you chose as your number one songwriting partner?
Okay, my number one songwriter is Sigrid.
Sigrid. Okay, brilliant. I think your styles go well together, actually. Okay, Francesca, so next you can pick your lead guitar. So who are you going to pick on lead guitar to play alongside Nile Rodgers?
John Mayer.
Ah, John Mayer, great choice. He's such a great guitarist, isn't he? That's fantastic. And I think those two will play well together as well. That would sound awesome. Fantastic, okay, brilliant. Now, carrying on with the band, we are going to pick your co-lead singer, so a singer to duet with. So who have you picked and why?
I really struggled with this one, but I eventually chose Nina Simone.
Nina Simone, what a great choice. Yeah, Nina Simone has such a powerful voice, doesn't she? So emotive as well. I think you two would sound great together. So that's your band completed. Now I'm going to offer you a one-off gig in a dream venue. So where would you take this band to play a one-off gig?
Oh, I forgot about this question. Madison Square Gardens in New York.
Madison Square Gardens, a classic.
Yeah, exactly.
You know you've made it when you're playing there, don't you?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's recap the band. So on drums we have
Mick Fleetwood.
Brilliant. On bass guitar we have
Paul McCartney,
my hero. On keyboards we have
Jamie Cullum.
On rhythm guitar we have
Nile Rodgers.
Fantastic. On lead guitar we have
John Mayer.
Perfect. And on lead vocals doing a duet with you is
Nina Simone.
Brilliant. All performing a song by Francesca May and Sigrid at Madison Square Garden. What do you think about that? Sounds good, eh?
Sounds pretty good, yeah.
Fantastic. So you're happy with your band?
Very happy, yes.
Brilliant. So thank you so much for talking to us today, Francesca, all the way from London.
Me.
Good luck down there as well. It's an amazing place to be. Yeah. Don't forget us back here, though, so come and see us every now and again.
I never forget.
So before you go, tell us where we can hear all your music.
So you can hear me on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, absolutely everywhere. Amazon Music, Google, literally everywhere.
Perfect. That's great. Well, thanks so much for talking to us. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And that brings this episode of Supergroup to a close. Thank you to everyone for listening. Please like our Facebook page and subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Spotify or Apple Podcasts. All our episodes are also available on the Manx Radio website in the podcast section. If you're interested in local theatre, please check out our sister podcast called the Manx Theatre Podcast with myself and Neil Callan, and that's available on all the same platforms. Thank you to my producer Alex Mazzotta, and again to this week's guest, live from London, Francesca May. I'm Neil King, and this has been the Supergroup Podcast. Thanks again for listening, and goodbye.